The story of Amityville is one of the most chilling real criminal incidents that struck the imagination of many. Let me take you on a journey into the darkness of Amityville. A long time ago in the town of Amityville there was a house with a dark past. In 1974, a terrible crime occurred within its walls. Ronald DeFeo Jr., driven by some mysterious force, brutally murdered 6 members of his own family while they were sleeping peacefully. The blood-soaked walls witnessed the horror that played out that fateful night. After the monstrous crime, the house stood empty, a silent witness to the tragedy that occurred within its boundaries. But his story didn't end there. The brave Lutz family dared to move into the infamous house in Amityville. They had no idea that they were about to experience a nightmare beyond comprehension. As soon as the Lutzes settled in their new home, they were besieged by otherworldly forces. The walls oozed a dark energy, and a whisper of malevolence hung in the air. Lutz claimed to have witnessed ghosts, objects moving by themselves, and chilling voices that echoed through the corridors. It was as if the very essence of evil had settled in this house. Driven to the brink of insanity, the Lutzes ran away from their home in Amityville, leaving their belongings and broken dreams behind. Their story spread like wildfire, attracting the attention of the whole world. Books were written, films were made, and the legend of Amityville grew stronger. But remember, dear friend, that not everything is as it seems. Skeptics claim that the ghost in Amityville was nothing more than an artfully invented story. They question the veracity of Lutz's statements, suggesting that all this was a figment of their imagination or an attempt to profit from a terrible crime. After the Lutz family left the house in Amityville, the history of this place continued to live and grow. Soon she attracted the attention of popular culture. Books, films and documentaries began to tell about the nightmare that haunted Lutz. Interest in this story did not fade, on the contrary, it only increased. Of course, there were skeptics who tried to refute everything that happened in Amityville. They offered various explanations reflecting doubts about the veracity of the story. Some claimed that Lutz invented everything in order to gain popularity and financial gain. Others suggested that everything was the result of mass hysteria or the effect of psychological influence. However, despite all of the controversies and doubts, the story of Amityville remains one of the most frightening and incomprehensible in the history of crime and paranormal phenomena. It enters our collective consciousness and leaves us with questions that cannot always be answered. Many people still visit the house in Amityville to see it with their own eyes, feel its energy and, perhaps, find some explanations or confirmations. The house has become a kind of tourist attraction, although it causes many anxiety and bewilderment. And here we come back to the question of the nature of evil. What really happened in those walls? I do not know the exact answer. Perhaps it's just human imagination and fears embodied in the form of a story. Or maybe there really is something supernatural and incomprehensible. Write in the comments what you think and how it was. I will be glad to read. Take care of yourself and I will be glad if you subscribe to the channel. Your viewing will help a lot with promotion. Thanks for watching Up to New Stories.